Say they don't.
I call the honourable member Richard Prosser.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. I'm pleased to rise to take a call on behalf of New Zealand First. It's always a delight to follow the Honourable Damien O'Connor and to echo many of his sentiments during this, the Committee of the Whole House. Looking at my notes, Mr Chair, I see I've made mention of the Committee of the Whole Hose rather than of the whole House, and I think this typo is rather apt, given that it is a hose is turned on with a tap, and opening the taps is what this government appears hell-bent on doing when it comes to biosecurity risks facing New Zealand and their apparent willingness to allow them access. This government, Mr Chairman, this national-led administration, by its own admission, accepts and acknowledges that the agricultural sector is the cornerstone of New Zealand's economy. $3 out of every 4 that this country earns in foreign exchange comes ultimately from things that we grow and things that we harvest: farming, fishing, forestry, the sheep farms and the beef farms, the vineyards and the orchards and the market gardens, the aquaculture industry, mussel farming, salmon, plantation forests. We have trees for Africa in this country, Mr Chairman, and we harvest and replant them for timber and particle board and pulp and paper and even logs. And then there's the jewel in the crown, Mr Chairman, the dairy industry. New Zealand's dairy farmers are the best in the world, and their cows really are cash cows. $1 in every 4 of this country's export earnings, fully a third of the $3 mentioned earlier, is generated by hard-working and underappreciated dairy cockies. A third of all cross-border trade in dairy products globally emanates from New Zealand. And 3 out of every $4 that this country has to spend on cars and aeroplanes and televisions and medicines and X-ray machines and medical isotopes and MRI scanners and computers and cell phones and microphones like this one, and all the other things that we have to import from overseas because we can't or don't make them here. 3 out of every 4 of the dollars we have to spend on those things comes from agriculture. And one of those dollars, a third of agriculture's contribution, comes from dairy. The much maligned dairy sector, the sector that gets called dirty.
I'm sorry to interrupt the honourable member. The 4 hours for the financial review debate has expired. So the question now is that clauses 1 to 9 and the schedules 1 to 5 stand part. Those of that opinion will please say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. Party vote is called for. Clerk will please conduct the party vote. Thank you.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
7 votes opposed.
Māori Party.
3 votes in favour.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
ACT New Zealand.
1 vote in favour.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Brendan Horan.
1 vote opposed.
Honourable members, the ayes are 64, the noes are 57. The motion is agreed to. I will report the appropriation 2011-2012 financial review bill without amendment.
The House has resumed. Mr Chairman.
Mr Speaker, the committee has considered the appropriation 2011-12 financial review bill and reports it without amendment. Mr Speaker, I move that the report be adopted.
The question is that the report be adopted. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. This bill is set down for third reading forthwith.
Mr Speaker.
Honourable Nathan Guy.
I move that the appropriation 2011-12 financial review bill be now read a third time.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. Party vote. The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
7 votes opposed.
Māori Party.
3 votes in favour.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
ACT New Zealand.
One vote in favour.
United Future.
One vote in favour.
Brendan Horan.
One vote opposed.
The ayes are 64, the noes 57. The ayes have it.
Appropriation 2011-12 Financial Review Bill. Third reading.
Call on government orders of the day numbers 2 to 4.